Okay, exams are right around the corner, so let's do a super fast revision of a chapter that's absolutely massive, the climates of India. We're going to cover everything from the snowy peaks of the Himalayas to the scorching Thar Desert, hitting all the essential points you need to absolutely ace your test.
I get it. This topic can feel a little overwhelming. There's just so much detail, right? But don't you worry. Just think of this as your personal, rapid-fire cheat sheet to make sure all those key ideas are locked in your brain.
All right, let's jump right in. We're going to nail down the absolute essentials, and we'll start with the two terms that almost everyone, and I mean everyone, gets mixed up on their exam papers.
First up, Section 1, the basics. Look, getting this right is the foundation for the entire chapter. So let's make sure we have zero confusion between weather and climate.
So, what's the difference? It's actually super simple. Think of it like this. Weather is a quick photo. What's happening outside your window right now? Is it sunny? Is it raining? But climate? Climate is the entire movie. It's the average story of the weather over 30, 40, or even 50 years. So just remember, photo versus movie.
And where do seasons or ritus fit in? Well, if climate is the movie, think of seasons as the recurring scenes that happen every year. They're the predictable cycles of weather within that long-term climate, all thanks to our planet's trip around the sun. And in India, we traditionally recognize 6 distinct seasons, each with its own unique feel.
Okay, let's get into Section 2. Now we're going to see how all this creates India's incredible variety of climate zones. It's kind of wild. We have pretty much every type of climate you could imagine, all in one country. Here are the 7 big ones you need to remember for your exam. We've got alpine, temperate, subtropical, arid, tropical wet, semi-arid, and tropical. Let's just look at 2 of the most extreme ones to really see the contrast. First, let's head way up high to the alpine zone in the Himalayas. Just picture it. Bone-chillingly cold, tons of snow in the winter, and pretty cool summers. You definitely need your warmest clothes all year round up there. And now, let's do a complete 180 and go to the arid climate of the Thar Desert. We're talking blazing hot days, but then surprisingly cold nights, and barely a drop of rain. From thick snow to blistering sand, all in the same country. Pretty amazing.
So that brings us to the big question. Why? Why is India's climate so incredibly diverse? Well, Section 3 has the answer. These are the 5 key factors that control everything, and you can bet they'll be on your exam.
Here's your list to memorize, so get ready. Latitude, altitude, proximity to the sea, winds, and topography. Let's just quickly break down a couple of these with some really clear examples.
This table is a perfect example of the power of the sea. Just look at Mumbai versus Nagpur. Mumbai is on the coast, so its temperature range is pretty chill, but Nagpur, which is way inland, has these wild swings, from a roasting 44 degrees in summer all the way down to 10 in winter. That's because the sea acts like a giant air conditioner, keeping coastal places from getting too hot or too cold.
And what about topography or landforms? Well, think of the massive Himalayas as India's personal bodyguard. They stand there like a giant wall, blocking all those freezing, bitter winds that try to sweep down from Central Asia. Honestly, without them, winter in North India would be a whole lot colder.
Okay, moving on to the absolute heart of India's climate, the main event, the country's lifeline. We're talking about the monsoon. If you can understand this, you've pretty much cracked the code for the whole chapter.
This right here, this single idea is the secret to everything. Burn this into your brain. Land heats up and cools down way, way faster than the ocean. That's it. That's the golden rule. Everything else about the monsoon follows from this one simple fact. So, let's see how it works in the summer. Step 1. India's landmass gets super hot, creating a zone of low pressure. Step 2. The ocean stays relatively cool, making it a high-pressure zone. And what does wind always do? It flows from high pressure to low pressure. So all that moist air from the ocean gets pulled in over the land, and boom, you get the heavy monsoon rains.
And then, in winter, the whole thing just flips on its head. The land cools down really fast, becoming a high-pressure area. Now, the ocean is warmer in comparison, so it's the low-pressure spot. The wind reverses direction and blows from the dry land out to the sea. That's why there's very little rain. See? It's all about that one golden rule.
All right, so we've got the science, but what does this all actually mean for people?
This climate isn't just some topic in a textbook. It shapes our entire way of life, and it can bring some pretty serious dangers, too.
Yeah, the flip side of having such an amazingly diverse climate is that it can also be incredibly destructive. For your exam, you should definitely know the major hazards. We're talking cyclones, floods, landslides, forest fires, and droughts.
Here's a key term that pops up a lot: the eye of the cyclone. It's this really weird, totally calm and cloud-free spot right in the dead center of a massive spinning storm. It's like a moment of peace in the middle of absolute chaos.
And finally, we have to talk about climate change. Now, the greenhouse effect is a good thing, naturally. It's like a blanket of gases that traps just enough of the sun's heat to keep Earth cozy. The problem is, human activities have been adding way too many extra layers to that blanket. Now it's trapping too much heat, leading to global warming, which is messing with the climate patterns we know.
So, your exam is a test of what you know. But the real test, the one that our entire generation is facing, is what we're all going to do with this knowledge. How are we going to protect this amazing, complicated climate of ours? That's the most important question of all. Now, good luck with your revision. Go ace that exam.